Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For all of you who are new subscribers, which I just noticed there are so many new subscribers, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you don't know who I am, I'm gonna share with you guys what it's been like with a 5-month-old. What? I have a 5-month-old? How did this happen? Where was I? Was I there? How did you turn 5 months so fast? They say that it like goes by in a blink. It really is true. But if you are new to my channel or if you've never introduced yourself, I would love, yeah, exactly. I would love for you to just comment below. Tell me who you are. How did you find my channel? If you're wondering what the heck is going on behind me, we have a hedgehog up here. We have an iguana here and then a tegu here. My husband is like the animal rescuer. So that's what's happening here. So I'm gonna share with you guys what's happening at this stage. Fun fact, getting ready with a 5-month-old takes 5 hours. Well, that is if I want to look half decent and if I want him to look like he didn't come from an orphanage, then it takes a long time to get ready. And you know what? Wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm so grateful that anything that is like, oh man, this is more time consuming or this is more challenging. I'm like so grateful for these challenges because then again it reminds me like you are no longer in that infertility battle. You have a baby. So actually I'm on my way to a bridal shower and I put him in this super cute outfit. I'm not actually on my way. Clearly I'm still at my house. I need to leave soon. So that's what I need to do. But I have to figure out what I'm gonna wear based on like how accessible is it to my boobs, like breastfeeding. Can I nurse in this? That's the first thing. How discreet will I be able to be if I want to be? That's the next thing. I put baby Smith in the cutest outfit, but guess who's not going to see it? Everyone, because he pooped all over it. That was rude. Just so you know, that was rude. Just kidding. So yes, that is another reason why it takes so much longer to get ready, because your child may just poop all over their clothes right when you're at the front door and you're like, oh, and the car seat's covered in it. Great, let's just clean this up. Oh, and I'm covered in it. Great, let's figure out a new outfit. So, good times. I am determined not to be that mom that's always late. It's a little pet peeve of mine when people are late. And I don't want to be that mom, so I always get ready like 3 hours ahead of time. Thank goodness I do, because you can never predict when your child is going to poop all over everything. Just part of the deal. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, little man. Think about that. Wow, that's so cool. First for everything. Moment. I'm pumping because I slept past my alarm last night. I set my alarm to make sure that I woke up to pump, because if I don't pump, then I can get mastitis. And guess what? I have a lump in my left breast because I should have woken up after 5 hours, and at 6.5 I woke up like, oh gosh, my alarm didn't go off. So it probably did, and I just slept through it, is my guess. And I probably should ask my husband if he's okay with me sharing this first, but I'm just gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell them. I got another milk bleb, which is like a milk blister on your nipple. Okay, so here's what happened. The milk blister was excruciatingly painful. And my husband's texting me right now. He must have 6th sense. I'm about to tell you guys something that maybe I should ask his permission for. So the blister was really painful and I had to get it out, because what started happening was the milk wasn't coming out on my right side and it was just like inflamed, and it felt like I had like golf balls in my boobs. It was like plugged milk ducts that were just getting more and more swollen and bigger and bigger and bigger, and my boob was getting harder. So I talked to my lactation consultant and she told me you have to get that cleared out. Well, I took a needle and I cleared the bleb out, like I popped it. Oh my God. And you guys know, if you've been watching me, that I don't love needles. So I cleared that out. And then I tried to get baby Smith to nurse and he was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm not interested right now. So then I put the pump on, because the lactation consultant was saying like, you need to clear it out. You need to like pump or feed your baby. So I put the pump on and nothing was coming out. And I'm like massaging it. I'm doing warm compresses. What's going on? It won't come out. And so Yeah, you probably guessed it already. I told my husband, like, I need you to help me. And this is going to be probably the strangest request ever, but I need you to, like, nurse my right boob to help me get out the milk that's blocked up there. And he was like, well, what do I do with it? I said, with what? And he was like, with the milk. And I'm like, I don't know, swallow it? Like, I don't know. I don't care. I just need this out. And he ended up saying that he couldn't really taste that much, but he did it. He cleared it out. It felt so relieved. The big, huge, bulging golf balls of milk were finally out. He was saying I could kind of taste it. It was like a little bit sweet. So he said, I feel like it probably does taste good if I could fully taste it. Honestly, I was just like, thank you. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I should laugh at the ridiculousness or cry, because it was comical that I was like having to do it. And the best way that you can do it is to like get on all fours and let your breast hang down. I don't know why that helps, but when I was researching it, that's what it said to do. So I did. And that's an embarrassing fun fact that I just shared with you guys. Hopefully my husband doesn't kick me in the butt for that one. Holy guacamole. I am losing hair like nobody's business. And it's my business, and I don't want to lose that much hair. Seriously, I brush my hair and I'm like, whoa, clumps are coming out. And I know this is normal. Doesn't mean I have to like it. It's fine. I'll survive. But I do notice like the shower, at the bottom of the shower, I'm like, ooh, wow. If I brush my hair in the car, I do that a lot, because I may or may not procrastinate and do things last minute, but I'll notice there's a lot of hair in my car, so that's happening. I don't know if I posted about this on my Instagram, and for those of you that want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Michelle Motivation, so you can find me there. But I was at a vegan restaurant because I'm, I was not wanting to eat dairy, and the waitress came over. I was nursing my son, and the way I like to do it is, I can actually show you. So I'll wear a tank top over like a nursing tank top. So this part comes down, and then I just put my shirt over. So it's not like my boob's not hanging out, and not that there's anything wrong if someone doesn't cover themselves up. I don't care. But that's kind of how I do it. And the waitress came over and she said, I just want to say I think you're an awesome mom. And I said, oh, thank you. And I'm like, you haven't even met me. You don't know how awesome I really am. Okay, I'm joking, kind of. But she said, no, you're normalizing breastfeeding is what you're doing. You're normalizing breastfeeding. And I didn't realize that, but it's true. Anytime you take it upon yourself to breastfeed in a public location, you are normalizing it, because you're not making it something that you're hiding or that you're acting as if is inappropriate. And not everyone needs to nurse in public, and it's okay if you're not comfortable to do that. If you do like to cover up, that's totally fine. It's whatever you're comfortable with. But it made me feel good. It made me feel like I was doing something for humanity, for all humankind. I was nursing in public and normalizing breastfeeding. We both have colds, and that's why I look so fabulous right now. I probably sound fabulous too. And he is not really complaining about being sick. He just has a runny nose, the same thing as myself. We both have runny noses. We both have coughs, sneezes, things like that. So it's just a cold. But I have never before had to take care of someone else 24 hours when I'm sick. And so that's a different experience. I am losing a ton of hair still. You can't tell right now because I'm doing the Hot Mess Express hairstyle right now. But so there's that. And these bags under my eyes is because the sleep regression is on and popping at Casa de Smith. And update on his blood in his poop. I went without dairy for a month, and it was like, oh, that was the answer. Great. The poop stopped being mucousy. It stopped being green. We didn't see blood anymore. And a couple days ago, still not on dairy, still not changing anything from what I had done. His poop is green again, which could be because he's got this cold. I get that. But there's blood back in it again. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't change anything. Like, I didn't add dairy back in. Why is there blood? So now I'm doing 2 weeks of no wheat. I know the next one you're supposed to do is soy, but I don't do soy. I don't eat soy. So I'm like, that's not what it is. It could be fish, like shellfish, because we eat shrimp every so often. But I'm gonna do no wheat for 2 weeks and see how he does with that. Not so fun new thing that my son thinks is great to start doing now is biting. He doesn't have teeth yet, so what he's doing is he's like with his gums like clamping down on my nipple. And so I'd love for you guys to tell me, how did you cope with that? What do you do to teach them? Because everything I've done so far he thinks is really funny. So I've tried taking the back of his head and like smushing it into my boob so that he has to go to breathe, and then he like releases my nipple. And right after I do that to him, he like smiles like, ha, that was funny, do it again. Or I've said no, like that, kind of loud, no, ouch. And I take him off and he looks at me and he like chews on his fingers and goes like, ah, and starts talking. And I'm like, okay, clearly that left an impression on you. Or the other thing I've tried is taking him off my breast altogether and laying him down. Like, kind of like he's got like a boob timeout. And with that one, he's like, what's down here? Show me. So tell me what works for you guys. I just wanted to show you guys. So this is where I'm at. How can I do this without blocking? This is where I'm at. Postpartum body. And I feel fine. I feel really happy that my body's adjusting, and I'm okay with the fact that I still have some work to do. I did have a baby after all. So I'm okay with the fact that I have some work to do. I'm happy I can start to see my abs again. Like, hello abs, long time no see. I can actually fit in my pre-pregnancy clothes now, which is fun because it allows me to wear a variety of things again instead of just maternity clothes. And I'm improvising, so I do a lot of layers, which you'll see. The layers are helpful, as I mentioned earlier in the video, for breastfeeding. So you can kind of see that I put the tank tops on top of each other. And I found this really cool nursing tank top that actually just lets you wear your normal bra. I've been getting a lot of questions on what did you do to lose the weight so far. I'm certainly not at my goal, but I have made some good accomplishments. So I will share with you guys in this video what I have done to lose weight. One of the things that I have been doing that has been helping me with losing weight, it doesn't help everybody, but I definitely have found it's been helping me, is breastfeeding. Now, some women's bodies actually don't lose the weight with breastfeeding. It's totally normal if you're watching this and you're like, wait, what? I've been breastfeeding and I'm not losing the weight. Some people actually will hold on to their weight so that they can also hold on to their breast milk supply. And it's not uncommon for people to lose too much weight and lose their supply. So this is not a time for you to judge yourself or to take any of my advice as medical advice, because I'm not a doctor, clearly. But I will tell you that breastfeeding for me has been helpful in dropping the weight. I'm about 10 pounds over what I was pre-pregnancy. You know, we all have areas that we want to work on. I think we can all be our own worst critics, but I want to say this. If you just had a baby, be nice to yourself. And if you didn't just have a baby, still be nice to yourself. Like, we don't need to try and hold ourselves to some movie star standards, because we don't have the same things that movie stars have. Movie stars have chefs and personal trainers and nannies and all those things. So unless you have all of that, stop comparing yourself to them, okay? That's my little, soapbox moment. In addition to breastfeeding to help me with losing weight, I drink tons and tons of water, and I don't drink really anything else unless it's nutritional. So I drink something called greens. I've talked about it on my other videos. I'll put a link below for any of you guys who are interested. It's essentially just fruits and vegetables, but it tastes really good. So I drink that, and that helps me feel like I got all my fruits and veggies in. Another thing that I do is I make protein smoothies that I'm getting my protein in, I'm getting a lot of nutrition, but you want to be careful about your carbs. Carbs just sneak in on us and we don't even realize how many carbs we actually consumed. And most of us don't actually use or burn as many carbs as we consume. And so then that's when you kind of start to gain weight. And I know this firsthand. So I used to be, I think I was maybe 250 pounds at my heaviest. And I say I think because I stopped getting on a scale because it was not something I wanted to see anymore. So I don't know the exact weight that I was, but I was definitely a lot bigger than I should have been in terms of my own health. Yeah. Love you. I love you. So, and speaking from experience here, I am a big fan of healthy fats. So I eat eggs and I eat avocados and trail mix, and I cook with olive oil and things like that. I do not do a lot of carbs because if I'm gonna have an apple, let's say, or a banana in my smoothie, that's carbs. And so I'm not gonna also have pasta or also have bread or also have rice. So instead of doing rice, I'll do cauliflower rice. Instead of doing pasta, I'll do zucchini noodles, like where you just basically make your zucchini into noodles. So you're just eating veggies. I try to stick to protein and veggies for the most part. Occasionally I will have some fruit. If you're following me on Instagram, you'll see that I'll splurge sometimes and I'll get like a vegan ice cream or things like that. But I do try to eat clean. And one thing that's helped me, yeah, you know. One thing that's helped me with eating clean has been I will visually think about what I'm eating and would I actually mash that food up that I'm about to eat, and would I spoon feed it to my baby? And if the answer is no, absolutely not, I would not spoon feed that to my baby, then I have no right eating it because my milk is giving it to him anyways. Does that make sense? So that helps me. But I don't steer away from fats. Healthy fats are my friend. I do steer away from carbs in general. You don't want to do a no carb diet in terms of breastfeeding because you want to have a healthy breastfeeding supply. And then exercise, I love to do things that don't feel like exercise. So swimming is fun for me. Going on hikes is fun. That's me. I'm not the girl you're gonna find in the gym like at 4 in the morning, like, yeah, I just love getting my workout in. No, that's not me. First of all, I don't like 4 a.m. And second of all, I don't like, yeah, I know. I don't like standing in line waiting for a treadmill when I'm like, I could have just walked outside and gotten cardio. So anyhow, that is some quick tips on weight loss for me. And again, do what works for you. If you feel good and you're happy with where you're at, keep doing what you're doing because obviously it's working. It is normal to hit a plateau. I've actually hit a plateau. I was losing 1 to 2 pounds every week. After I initially lost, like after baby Smith was born, I probably lost 25 pounds or so. I don't know, it's in one of my previous videos, I don't remember. And then after that initial drop of weight loss, then I started losing weight about 1 to 2 pounds a week, right? Yeah. And then you'll hit a plateau in many cases, and that's actually not bad. You kind of want to hit a plateau at some point because your body does need to hold on to some body fat in order to sustain you and your breastfeeding supply. So if you hit a plateau and you're like, what's going on? That could be why. There are things you can do. You can do like confusion to your body, so you can try and do exercising yourself, challenging yourself in different ways, but you don't want to do anything extreme when it comes to your weight when you are breastfeeding. So you don't want to do detoxes or things like that. So my main beverage is water. I'll drink teas occasionally, but I don't put a bunch of sweeteners in it. I don't drink juice. Again, those are sneaky carbs that just kind of sneak into the stuff that you're eating that you might think is healthy. You might think, oh goodness, you okay? You might think, I'm having a healthy sandwich. It's a vegetarian sandwich, but you had it on big bread. Like, there's the carbs, they sneak in. So, okay, I'll get off the carb bandwagon. I'm not anti-carb, as you'll see on my Instagram. I eat carbs sometimes. Okay. The next thing I wanted to tell you guys is the sleep training video that you're all requesting is gonna come up next. So if you wanna see the sleep training video, do subscribe. We, as I've mentioned to you guys, have been hitting the 4-month sleep regression, which is really a good thing because it means your baby is developing just like they're supposed to. Majority of babies do hit that at 4-month sleep regression. If your baby didn't, it doesn't mean that your baby's not healthy. I'm not saying that. Of course, talk to your pediatrician if you have any questions, but we are gonna do sleep training ourselves. Yeah, yay for sleep training. And so I will give you guys my own experience as a mom sleep training, and I will also include my experience because, as many of you know, I am a sleep trainer as a career in addition to being a postpartum doula and a distributor with health and wellness. So moving right along here, I have a crazy story really quick to tell you guys. Yeah, is that funny? My cousin Allison found out she's pregnant, and she's 8 months pregnant. She just found out that she's pregnant, and she's 8 months pregnant. And so she's giving birth. Any week now, she's due to give birth. And it's so crazy because you see that show, like, I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant. She legitimately didn't know she was pregnant, you guys. But she was pregnant. And You might say like, well, didn't you see it or didn't you notice it? Not until the end. She didn't really like have this big round bulging belly, and she didn't feel the baby move. She kept going to the doctor. She kept saying, I don't feel right, something's wrong. And they were testing her for all these things. You guys, they did ultrasounds, but they never did a pregnancy test. Isn't that crazy? So we just went to her baby shower. She's having a girl, and I'm so happy for her. I'll show you guys some fun pictures from the baby shower. I went to a bridal shower today, and everyone was telling me how gorgeous my son is. Actually, people tell me that he's really beautiful, which I love. I love that they say your son is beautiful, because it doesn't just have to be a daughter that's beautiful. Or the woman today, there was a 91-year-old sweet, sweet woman who said, you have the prettiest baby boy. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. I think he's kind of amazing. I think we're gonna keep him. Yeah, you agree with that? Of course you agree with that. But I think there's something funny about when people say you have a good baby. It's like, wait, yeah? Wait, is there such thing as a bad baby? What do you mean I have a good baby? And I get what they're saying is that he's really happy, like 99% of the time now. The car seat is almost not an issue anymore. Hallelujah. Bottles are almost not an issue anymore. Hallelujah. Yeah. I know, it's funny. So yeah, he's a good baby in that sense, but a baby that cries isn't like a bad baby. So we have officially entered into the sleep regression stage. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a big fan of sleep. So it's normal around 3 to 5 months for babies to go through sleep regression. And there are lots of reasons that happens. I'll get back to you guys. So sleep regressions happen at several different stages, and the reason that sleep regression happens, well, it could be several things. One of them is pre-teething and or actual teething starts to happen. Another thing is that babies will actually start to, I'm out of breath because I'm like speed walking with a heavy baby on me. Babies will start to learn new skills, and they'll want to wake up in the middle of the night to practice the new skills. So whether that's like rolling over or sitting up or pulling themselves up or whatever new skill they've just learned to do at that stage, they'll wake up in the middle of the night to do it. Another cause for sleep regression is the fact that babies normally have 2 major sleep cycles, and at about 4 to 6 months they develop 2 more sleep cycles. So they have a total of 4 sleep cycles, and those sleep cycles change the way that they sleep. Adults have 4 sleep cycles, but babies don't until they get caught up. So that also can sort of feed into the sleep regression. So for an example, baby Smith was sleeping 11 plus hours at night, and now he's actually sleeping 7-hour stretches. And you guys are probably like, that's still really good. Yeah, I appreciate those 11-hour stretches. Keep in mind, I'm actually waking up to pump several times throughout the night. So with me waking up to pump, if he's sleeping less and I'm waking up to pump, that just means everybody's sleeping less in this house. In case you missed my last video, I really want to remind you that Saturday, the 22nd of September, I will be at the Life IVF Center in Arcadia, and we'll be selecting one free winner for natural IVF. Those of you who've been following my journey, you know that's how my miracle man was born. I was via natural IVF. That's how he was made. And I would love to meet you if you want to go and share your story with me and, you know, ask me questions or tell me about life for you. I'd love to hear that. But yes, if you want more information, you can go to lifeivfcenter.com. And if you can see behind me, here's some of the supplements I was telling you guys about. I found this. It's called Boobiebody, and I've been drinking that. Actually, I saw it on Facebook, so that's where I've been going for that. And then I add these greens, and so I'll put the links down below. For those of you who have been asking about my grandmother, yes, she is absolutely in love with her great-grandson. But I want to give you guys one confession, okay? One confession really quick. I honestly, when baby Smith was born, I was so grateful that he was here. I was so happy that, like, oh, my baby's finally here. You know, it took us 4 years to have him, and I went through so much infertility treatments and surgeries and procedures and all that. And he's finally here. It's so awesome. But when I looked at him, I was like, oh, that's not what I thought he was gonna look like. I just didn't picture him to look the way he did. And so it kind of caught me off guard. And my confession is that I didn't think he was like super cute when he was born. Everyone says like, oh, when it's your baby, you're gonna think they're the cutest thing in the world. No, I didn't. I didn't think he was the cutest thing. That doesn't mean I wasn't super grateful for him or that I wasn't like totally in love with him. I was in love with him, but I just didn't think, no offense. I do now though think that he's like grown to be probably the cutest baby I've ever seen. And a lot of people have said that. And when people tell me your baby is one of the most beautiful babies I've ever seen, and they have kids, I'm like, wow, that's a pretty big compliment, because I don't think I would say that about anybody else's baby but my own. And that might be vain or conceited, or I don't know. I don't mean it to be. I just think he's the most beautiful baby. But he wasn't when he was first born. So that's my confession, guys. If you enjoy my videos, hit subscribe. And if you would like to ask me questions, comment below. The one question that I have been getting a lot that I haven't addressed is, will you please show us your baby? And I'm not gonna do that. So we're keeping him confidential because it's not necessarily our choice to make for him on whether or not he wants to be all over social media. So I do tend to hide his face just because I'll let him make the decision someday if he wants to be on my YouTube channel and my Instagram for all of the viewers to see. That'll be up to him. So anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching.